pretty girl privilege is a real thing.
I don't think so.
And if you don't think so, it's because, yeah.
What I'm about to say, because this video is specifically for those who are conventionally attractive.
Try it. Okay? Now that's just taking the table.
Now that's not to say that you aren't going to enjoy this video if you are, in fact, what society deems as not pretty. But I say all of that to say you still might find the tea that's being spilled pretty triggering. In this video, we are going to discuss the truth about pretty privilege. Like, what exactly is pretty privilege? Can being attractive actually cause more harm than good? Child, get your cup ready because the tea is hot. Wait a minute. But before we get into all of that though, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to my channel, okay? Help a sister out, help me, help you. Make sure that you turn on that notification bell so that you can be notified of more videos like this. My name is Tandy. Now let's get into it. Okay, let's start off today's video with understanding what exactly is pretty privilege, because we can't have this whole discussion without understanding that at the least, right?
Most of you will be familiar with the insects, moths and butterflies. Moths are seen as ugly creatures, an annoyance, vermin, and are okay to exterminate. Whereas butterflies are seen as beautiful insects, colourful, pristine, and should be protected. Now, the reason I've brought this up is because these two insects at face value are extremely similar in terms of anatomy and life cycle. But the most striking difference is that one was blessed with beautiful colours, therefore seen as valuable, while the other was cursed with ugly colours, therefore seen as worthless.
Okay, so clearly, if we're going to use the analogy of moths and butterflies, I think it's safe to say that society can be quite harsh when it comes to its judgments of living beings, right? Like, imagine being a moth and not even knowing that you're ugly. To be so unaware of why people insist on getting rid of you. Like, it really makes you think when you look at the similarities of pretty privilege from the comparison of a moth and a butterfly. I think that's quite unique. Let me know what you guys think about that comparison down below. Like, when you think about it, it's actually rather depressing, but clearly moths can't speak for themselves, let alone understand the concept of being attractive. So let's check out this next video so that we can see some examples of what pretty privilege looks like when it comes to human beings.
You get doors opened for you, someone will give you their place in a long line, offer to carry your stuff, or give up their umbrella for you and get soaked themselves. And sometimes you try to refuse, but people won't take no for an answer.
I think this video is so spot on, and this type of treatment isn't just exclusive to women either. Men can and do benefit from pretty privilege as well. Check this out.
And I was like about you. Thank you. You ain't have to hold the door. Okay.
I got you. You good.
You for real? Wait, this free? Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Like, really soothing out here. And I don't vlog like that, but I wanted to come to the...
We just wanted to say your hair and skin looks very pretty.
My hair and skin looks very pretty?
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much. What's y'all names?
Okay, that definitely seemed like it was a skit, but the message is clear and the face card is not declining, clearly, okay? I could definitely go on a limb and say that this creator does benefit from pretty privilege and wanted to utilize their platform so that they can educate the masses, I guess. Aside from that though, as you can see, there are some definite perks to being pretty in society. But we all know that what glitters is not exactly gold. I recently found myself in a deep rabbit hole on TikTok about pretty privilege, and let me tell you, I would like my time back. And I only say that because it's so, I don't know, there's just something so unappealing about hearing people complain about pretty privilege. But at the same time, I get it. And I don't mean like, oh my God, I'm so pretty, like I get what you're going through type of thing. I just feel like I always try to see things from multiple perspectives, like be able to consider multiple perspectives, I should say. Like I get it, but at the same time, like is it really worth complaining about? Again, I went down this rabbit hole, so much so that I decided to create this video. So you guys are gonna sit through it with me, okay? Get your teacup, the tea, baby, the tea.
There's not a lot of conversation about the disadvantages of being attractive. One, as a woman, you will have a hard-ass time making friends. I've met people who gravitate towards me because I'm attractive, because they think in proximity they will get some of my privileges. I've had friends that cut me off out of the blue for literally no reason. I have friends that have told me to humble myself. It's gonna be hard to date. I've met men who just want to be with me to be a trophy. I've had boyfriends who have not been able to deal with the amount of attention I get and therefore take it out on me. I've been stalked. I've been followed home. I've been stalked by ex-boyfriends. I've been groped. I've been graped. I've been assaulted. I've been through a lot because I'm attractive. It's not for the weak. And when people talk about pretty privilege, yes, I will get a free meal. I will get free entry. I will get preferential treatment. A lot of times I don't have to pay for stuff. That's great. But I wouldn't say it's comparable to the amount of detriments being attractive has put me in. Lord knows I'm very grateful that my mother picked an attractive sperm donor that gave me this face, but it has definitely made life a bit more challenging. When you are an attractive person, especially an attractive woman, you will need to walk around and protect yourself physically, mentally, everyly, from everyone, because they will be attracted to you. They will be coming for different reasons, and you're gonna have to be able to keep them away. As a woman who's attractive, you need to learn how to defend yourself. I am in the gym 5 times a week, getting strong as fuck in case somebody walks up on me, they're gonna get. You need to learn how to read people. You need to pay attention to your surroundings. You need to not get gas late at night. You need to be on your P's and Q's, and you need to be extremely intelligent.
That was a lot to take in. I definitely agree with what this creator is saying, simply because I myself have found myself in situations where in hindsight you look back and you think, oh wow, like they really don't give a fuck about me. They just want me around because what they consider attractive. And what I'm saying in general just might fall on deaf ears and seem like I'm one of the people that is trying to make themselves out to be a victim, and I don't want it to come off that way, but I can definitely understand and sympathize with this creator because yeah, like I've been through situations like that. Like you look back and see that, you know, you aren't appreciated or you aren't seen as worthy of just basic respect, honestly. Like you aren't worthy of that respect because you're just there to make everything look good. Like if you're there, anything in proximity looks good as well. And as long as it looks good, right? Like let's not worry about what's underneath the surface. It's all about what things appear to be. That's why, and I'm gonna go off on a tangent here, but that's why I have a love-hate relationship with social media. ADHD kicking in here, but I really have a love-hate relationship with social media simply because everything's fake. We're looking at highlight reels and just, you know, peak moments of people's lives, their careers, you know, just moments in time. But for the most part, people are gonna go around displaying, you know, all the negative things that they have to go through. So I think that from that perspective, I can certainly appreciate this creator and her, you know, sharing her own issues with being pretty. She actually even goes into further detail and gives a specific example. So let's go ahead and listen to that.
I once had someone pretend to be a business, sent me an email saying that they would fly me and my brand, I have a swimsuit line, to another country to do a photo shoot. Everything seemed extremely legitimate. They even sent photos of other women that will be attending the event. They fucked up because one of the women in the photos is someone I know. I messaged them. They had no idea what I was talking about. This pervert was trying to lure me out to another country to do God knows what with me. This is what you get for being attractive.
That is so scary to even think that just you minding your own business, you are still considered prey to someone. Women in general already have it hard, but if you are attractive, it's harder, like this creator said, making friends. It's gonna be harder just to, go about your day-to-day. Not everybody is built to withstand the pressures of being pretty. And I guess that's why not everybody is pretty. I am so eager to see the comments in this video because as I'm sitting here speaking, I'm like, oh my gosh, you sound ridiculous, Tandy. It almost, in a way, comes off as not serious, but this is very serious. Like, this is a serious topic at hand. And I hope that those of you watching this video get it. Like, the girls that get it will get it, okay? And those are the ones who I want in the comments. Not anybody who's gonna sit here and just mock pretty women expressing, their hardships. Like, this is a real thing. This voice needs to be spoken for. So, let's keep going and see someone else who's gonna give their perspective of what being attractive has brought into their life.
As a conventionally attractive woman, these are some of the things that I experience on a daily basis. I'm not going to sit here and act like it's the hardest problem in the world to go through, but people make a lot of assumptions about pretty girls. First thing people assume about pretty girls is that they have everything handed to them. Yes, pretty privilege is a thing, but most pretty girls that I know have a full-time job and a part-time job and a side hustle. Some pretty girls are using their pretty privilege so they don't have to work, but the majority of pretty girls are still employed. Second thing they assume is that everybody automatically loves you and you have so many friends, when the opposite is actually true. Pretty girls actually receive the most jealousy and the most haters. And that makes it really difficult to make real, true, authentic, secure, confident female friends. As a result, most pretty girls are actually loners, or they have more male friends than female friends because female friends tend to get very jealous and they start copying them and being haters behind their back and so on and so forth.
Okay, but let's talk about it though, okay? Because I got my own personal experience with that. Like, person I was hanging out with, a friend, right? We decided that we were gonna go out of town, hang out, whatever, right? Cool. I decided to drive my car because I don't like not being able to go. When I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. The woman that I was with, I really should call her girl because homegirl was clearly immature. Anyway, we went to our destination and she's like, you know what? I feel like going out. We in a different city. Let's go out. We don't have to work, blah, blah, right? I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go out. Whatever. I ain't got nothing really to wear, but screw it. I'm just down for the vibes. So we go out to this bar that I guess she frequented a lot. And when I tell you the hate be real, okay? The hate be real. Like, it be your own people. So here she goes. And she's like throwing jabs at me all freaking night. Okay, she first started talking about,
oh, I can't believe you wore that.
Girl, I told you I didn't have anything to wear. What are you talking about? Then it was just like slick little eye movements all night. She was kind of like eyeing me a certain type of way. And I'm down for the vibes. I'm all about just having a good time, right? While we were there, there's a lot of guys, like approaching me, and I could tell that she was getting even more like aggravated, right? And I don't think that she's aggravated with me. Keep in mind, I was super young at this time. I didn't know what the heck was going on, right? And by the end of the night, I asked her, I said, you good? She's like, nah, I'm just ready to go. I'm not really feeling it. Mind you, she hyped up this place, okay? Homegirl hyped up this place like it was lit. It was a great little hole in the wall spot. Every time she go there, it's up, da-da-da-da-da. Not having a good time? Okay, whatever. We can leave. Again, just down for the vibes. Like, just say when. We can go because I'm a loner anyway, okay? So she and I, and we had her cousins and friend with us as well. We decided we were gonna leave. So we all piled up in my car. I'm on my way driving them to their destination, then I can go to my destination, right? In the car, she starts talking mad junk to me. Was it the liquor? I don't know. Maybe the tequila started hitting a little too much and homegirl just started spazzing out, but she started saying, oh,
Your mother must not be proud of you. Look at you, look at you.
and I'm just like, what? What are you talking about? Like, where is this coming from? You can say whatever you want about me, but keep my mother out of your mouth, right? Because she ain't got nothing to do with this. Like, I don't know what this is, but I know she ain't got nothing to do with it. She goes in, I guess she sees that, you know, that's a trigger for me, so she keeps going, keeps going. And then I told her, I was like, look, I'm gonna have to pull this car over and we gonna have to tussle if you keep on, because I'm telling you, you are crossing a boundary and I don't like it, yet you continue to do it. So she keeps going on saying the same ish about my mom, and while I'm driving, I decided to punch her in the face, which naturally made her want to fight me. Again, as I'm behind the wheel, you guys, do not do this, okay? Don't be like me, okay? Please don't aspire to be like me, okay? I've made many mistakes in my life, as you can see. So she's fighting me as I'm behind the wheel of this car. Now, at this point, especially since I already swung, like my adrenaline's on, so I'm just eating these hits, right? I'm eating these hits. And her friends and stuff is in the back. They ain't trying to stop her, which, why would they? That's their friend, right? So I'm eating the hits, and I just calmly pull the car over to the side, right? Put it in park, get out the car, and I grab her by her 26 inches and we start fighting. Like, I grabbed her out of the vehicle, y'all, from the passenger seat. Like, I opened the driver door, grabbed her 26 inches. Like, I kid you not. In hindsight, the girl clearly was jealous. She was jealous because I was getting all the attention. She wasn't having the best time because I guess she wasn't considered, you know, that girl while she was there around someone like me. And it's just unfortunate that you can't even go out and have a good time without women getting jealous over you. It makes making friends really, really hard. So I get it, and I just hate that it's even a thing. You feel me? I don't know. Comment down below any stories that you've had as an attractive person making friends. You gotta stay on it, okay? Because these women, they trifling, okay? They trifling, and a lot of them don't want to see you win, especially if you look better than them. It's sad. It's so sad.
Third thing they assume is that you have a roster. Do pretty girls get hit on all the time? Yes. But because they get hit on all the time, they have learned to differentiate between which men are full of shit and which men are not. And most of them are full of shit. So as a result, most pretty girls don't have a roster, and they're actually not even talking to anybody, because most men only want pretty girls because they're pretty girls. And for that reason, most pretty girls can only handle one man at a time. The fourth thing they assume about pretty girls is that you're one-dimensional, meaning just because you're a pretty girl means you're just a pretty girl. You can't be a pretty smart girl. You can't be a pretty talented girl. You can't be a pretty hardworking girl because you're a pretty girl. So you have to just be a pretty girl. It's not true. Pretty girls are dynamic individuals just like everybody else. And if you're gonna reduce them to their physical appearance, then don't be mad at them for using their physical appearance to gain certain things that they want. And the last and probably most common thing that people assume about pretty girls is that they have really high self-confidence. But the reality is, most pretty girls are insecure or have insecurities just like everybody else, because they're so aware of the fact that every time they leave their house, they have eyes on them. So they're so much more conscious of their appearance. And because of that, it causes them to criticize themselves even more. So pretty girls are not automatically confident, don't automatically have everything handed to them, don't automatically have all the friends in the world, don't automatically have all the options in the world either, and are regular people. Stop making assumptions about pretty girls. Just treat them normally.
I think my biggest concern with the concept of pretty privilege, and yes, I do believe that it is a thing, but from an analytical perspective, it is conceptual. Beauty has been and always will be subjective. While being attractive may have its downsides, doesn't everything? I mean, you can't have good without bad. There's a necessary order for balance in life with everything. So I think that with the right environment, pretty privilege can definitely work in one's favor. But you absolutely have to be self-aware for it to do so. Check out this next clip because points were made.
Here's just an objective fact. If you want to know whether or not you're pretty, pay attention to whether or not little girls stare at you. They have no shame. If you're just standing there chilling, minding your own business, and a little girl follows you with her eyes, that's how you know you're pretty.
Points were made. Let's watch the next creator though, because she's gonna dig a little deeper. I don't know if y'all ready. Actually, I'm not even gonna play it because I don't think y'all ready. Are they ready? They're not ready. Y'all not ready. You ready? Baby, get ready, because here we go.
Once you know what kind of pretty you are and how to play to those advantages, dealing with men becomes 10 times easier as a woman. We're gonna break this down into parts. I personally think that there's 5 levels of pretty, and I'm not talking about like, oh, she's beautiful on the inside. I really don't give a fuck about that because I wouldn't know that by just looking at you. So we're keeping it surface level. So level 1 is she's pretty. You get what I'm saying? You're just conventionally attractive. Like if somebody shows your Instagram, they'll be like, oh, she's pretty. Or she walks into a room with a cool outfit, you're like, oh, she's pretty type shit. And I want to preface this by saying you can be just pretty and none of these other things, but you can't be any of these other things without being just pretty. Does that make sense? So 2 is innocent, cute vibes. And when I say a rounder face, I don't mean it in a mean way. I mean like you're going to be 45 with gray hair and people are asking you, did you dye your hair gray because you still look 23? Like, you know what I'm saying? She's just a cute girl with the round face. It's always happy and giggly and just happy to be like, she's so innocent. But something about innocent can also be sexy, and we'll get to that later. Level 3 is fun. Now, since I'm just keeping it superficial, I'm not going to really get into it, but it's like putting a sprinkle of something extra. Like, I already thought you were pretty, but now you got these big, juicy, full, perfectly colored lips, and you got like the smooth, raspy voice, and it just do something to you. Now, level 4, we sexy beautiful. These are 2 technically separate different levels, but on the same floor. It's like room 401 and 402, right? So if you're a combination, then you're level 5 bad. But if you're one or the other, you're still on level 4. Like level 4, everybody just kind of agrees that like this is what you are. Like how we all agree Ruby Rose is sexy, and if anybody says she's not, it's low-key hater vibes. It's like you don't have to think that she's the sexiest person in the world, but you can't deny that she's sexy. Get it? And level 5 bad bitch doesn't exist. Bad bitches aren't real. Okay, so part 2 is going to explain why bad bitches aren't real. We're going to figure out what kind of pretty you are and how we're going to play that to our advantage with these men.
Oh my God. She threw us for a curveball in that one. Baddies ain't real. What's tea? We gotta watch part 2. We gotta watch it.
Before I talk about why bad bitches aren't real, I just want to preface it by saying if we're not just using superficial measures, I believe that like attractiveness and being like pretty is a relatively fluid thing. Because I honestly believe that you could be like cute, fine, and naturally beautiful within the span of a day. Like right now, I feel like I look cute. Like you're not mad at how I look, but you don't want to f me. But if I dress it up and make it look real and put on a wig and put on a bodycon dress, you're gonna be like, damn, she's fine. And that's why bad bitches don't exist, because...
Okay, I'm so glad that she says what she says in this video, because I do believe that being attractive and being pretty and a baddie is relatively fluid. Like you can be all of those as well as being unattractive. Beauty is, again, always going to be in the eye of the beholder. So you may have an off day where you not looking the best like you normally do. You're not gonna be top tier level baddie, right? So I'm glad that she specified that, because I think that definitely gives a lot more context. So let's keep watching. The baddies are gagging right now, okay?
You make yourself up to be one. Anytime you see a bad bitch or you feel like one, you're what? Top tier, on point, no questions asked, flashback camera ready. You get what I'm saying? Like you had to make yourself up into that, and that's unrealistic to do all the time unless you have a 24/7 glam team like anybody in entertainment. So I think it's more of a mindset thing. But to determine your kind of pretty, we unfortunately have to assess our compliments from men. And I only say that because women do each other a disservice by trying to spare feelings, and men give you the harsh truth every time. Because if your friend asks how she look in a dress, you're gonna be like, I think you might want to change. That man would have been like, the dress don't look good, but regardless, you don't need to go out drinking because you need to be in the gym. Harsh? Yes. True? Yes. But the most important thing is that we got to take into account what man it's coming from. We're not letting no beta male TikTok bitch tell us how we look. Don't ever listen to their opinion. It doesn't matter. Now that we got that out the way, I made a chart.
Yo, beta male TikTok bitch is crazy. That is wild, okay? I think I'm gonna use that because tea, okay?
So the top row is how men are judged in the world. So like your socioeconomic status, how much you make, what you do in life, etc. This is how women that care about attractiveness see men, but it also doesn't really matter because you could be ugly and a real man and we'll find a way to love you. But if you're ugly and a bum, I will drown myself in a puddle if you try and speak to me. There's no circumstance ever in life, no matter how attractive or unattractive somebody is, that you should ever listen to a bum. You should run as fast as you can. And bum is not exclusive to men. If you don't know what a bum is, you either are one or you have a lot of privilege. On the average guy, on the low end, you make like 30, you take care of yourself very well. On the high end, you make like 70 and you can take on somebody else as well. I'd be very wary of them because the ugly guy will lie to you and believe his lie because he takes bottom of the barrel whenever he can get scrap box. The medium ugly will know they're lying to you, but they'll commit to that lie if they think at some point you might. But the fine average guy is who you want to listen to. He never had to spend crazy bread for dates because women did it off the strength that he was fine. And he never had to lie to women because miss one, next 15, one coming. You know what I'm saying? You could trust this guy. He's going to be a dickhead, but you could trust him. Now, if you're a real man that been getting money since getting money, like 10 plus years of 6 plus figures, trust him. He only surrounds himself with pretty teens. If he been getting money for less than 10 years and he's ugly, be wary because he might treat you like how all the women treated him before he got money. If he's medium ugly, it's a 50-50 chance because he's a medium ugly guy that's now being treated like he's handsome because he has money, so it might go to his head too quick. If this fine new money man says that you sexy beautiful, you a bad bitch, I might pull up with your boo. I want to see your Instagram.
I mean, I get it. I do think that when it comes to assessing your pretty privilege in society, I think you do have to take into consideration the male gaze because patriarchy, I guess? I don't know. Regardless whether you believe in patriarchy or not, men's views are valued in society. It just is what it is, right? But I'm not gonna hold you. Being pretty and dating, based off these videos that we watch, it sounds exhausting. No lies were told, but it sounds exhausting. And I guess that's why I find myself staying in the house. Like, I don't be outside, okay? There is nothing fun about being outside. Tried it, would not recommend. Basura. Because like in my head, not dating and having to take into consideration people's perspectives of things sounds like a great idea. But when I say it out loud, it actually sounds rather traumatic and triggering. Not to mention lonely as hell when you think about it.
This video was this guy basically talking about how pretty girls are lonely.
Watch her video, she's talking about how the guy went viral, talking about how some of the prettiest girls he knows are lonely. And his perspective is from like how men won't approach the pretty girl because they feel like everybody's approaching her, so they don't want to like add to that. But then it turns out if everybody's thinking that way, then nobody's approaching her. And that's a very true experience. But I want to add on to that. From my experience and my extreme loneliness, that has come from being in relationships, having men approach me. You know, I had men approach me and things like that, but then being in the relationships and finding out, once you're already in love, finding out that they don't actually really love you. You're really just arm candy. I've never viewed myself as beautiful as other people seem to view me. So I didn't think that this would be an issue. But it took dating over and over to realize the same thing was happening. And that's that people are viewing me as much more beautiful than I realized, and I'm like arm candy to them. There's no like real connection, even though it seemed like it's a real connection because I have that vibe that can transfer to other people. But really at the end of the day, I was just something that made them feel good about themselves, having me with them. And then that's such a weird thing to think about when you don't see yourself that way. And it creates such an emptiness because it's like nothing is like, even though you might be attractive to a person, you're still a real person and you still have real emotions and you're thinking that you're having a real experience, but really you're just decoration. And then when it comes to male friends, when you have male friends as a pretty female, you really don't. And I always gravitated more towards male friends, probably because I had issues with my mom growing up and I was closer to my dad. And then women were always just kind of like really weird with me and I never really understood why. So then I would have these male friends and think, okay, it's cool over here. But turns out they don't really see you as a friend. They see you as just somebody that they're trying to get to eventually.
And that is tea, okay? Because listen to this creator, all right? Okay, comment down below if you feel like men and women can be platonic friends. Like, do you really believe that men and women can be friends? I don't believe it at all. I've had an experience of my own where I had a guy friend, thought I had a guy friend anyway, and we were just so chill until one day he decided to cross the freaking line. That was the end of that. I don't know. for me, it just made me feel so ick, because it was like, wow, I thought that this could be a thing, but no, these men are just waiting their freaking turn. I don't feel like it's possible. I don't. So shout out to her for even pointing that out, because it's so true. Like, especially if you are attractive, conventionally attractive, yeah, he might think you cool and all, but once you give him an opportunity, he finna take it.
Either they're gonna tell you up front they like you, which that's okay, like, all right. But it's the ones that are your friend the whole time, and you're thinking, oh, this is lit. Like, he's not even trying to talk to me or nothing. And then after time passes, it comes out, and he's like, oh, you know, I've always really liked you. And you're just like, I thought that you were my friend. Like, I thought we made it. And then it's like, you think that they're inviting you out places and they want to hang out with you because you're a cool person. No, it's because they're attracted to you. They could care less, it seems like, from my experience, they could care less how cool of a person you are. I mean, that's just like a plus.
Right.
But really, you're just around because you look good. Once again, decoration. Being decoration to people is such an empty, lonely feeling, especially when you don't even see yourself that way. So it's not like you could really benefit from like the pride of it all, because you don't even see yourself that way. I was just thinking like, you know, I'm just one of the bros, or I'm just, you know. Also, when people perceive you to be pretty, they don't care about how you feel. And I have lots of feelings, so imagine how lonely that feels. It's like when you're pretty, you're not even allowed to like talk about hardships or anything like that, because like you're pretty, so why does it matter? So then imagine not even really feeling pretty on top of that, so it's just like double whammy. And then the last thing, female friendships. They're very hard to navigate, because you might feel like regular or whatever, but when people perceive you a certain way, they only view you through that lens. So it's hard to have serious, long-lasting friendships with women unless they're very, very secure in themselves. And even if they are secure in themselves, we all know how men can be. So it's like, when you're around their man, or when, you know, there might, you know, it's just weird. I've had female friends treat me like really weird and pretend to be all buddy-buddy with me, but like secretly, like low-key kind of hate me, and I just be like, what did I even do? So there's more to the loneliness than people not approaching you, because once they approach you, you're just decoration to them. At least in my experience. Like, people prefer that I probably just sit there and be quiet and just look pretty, like don't even talk, because I have lots of opinions. And it's like, no, that's not what you're here for.
Sit there and be cute. That is what I find a lot of my experience with people, platonic and intimate. I find that they just would rather me just sit there and be cute. I mean, hell, even on freaking social media. I did an experiment, right? Where I started uploading videos of myself, you know, giving opinions, giving commentary. And yeah, I got a little bit of engagement, but not even close to the engagement I get when I'm just holding my phone and I'm just, you know, looking cute, posing for the camera, like in a video style form. And that taught me that people, again, they just would rather me shut up and be pretty. Sit there and look cute. That is what society wants from attractive people. And it's so sad that an attractive person can't even just exist in how you truly want to without, I don't know, gaining some type of insecurity from it. Because now, personally speaking, like, I'm in a place where I don't care if you don't like what I have to say, or you don't like that I say anything at all. Like, I'm just gonna do me, and those who gravitate towards it will gravitate towards it. Like, it's okay that I'm not everyone's cup of tea. Like, you can't please everybody, and you shouldn't want to at that. You feel me? But we need to sum up everything that we've learned so far. That way we're all on the same page, right? Let's make this clear. Based off the research that we've done today, you can be attractive and reap the rewards from it, but also have a negative experience being attractive as well. And it's okay to use your attractiveness to your advantage. However, keep in mind that you are not a baddie, because baddies don't exist. Now, if all of this is correct, it's no wonder why the youth is confused right now, because it just sounds like we're all subject to an experience based off of the perspectives of other people around us. And that can be a gift and a curse. Check out this next clip.
I hate the fact that people have to feel like they're beneath other people based on, I didn't do shit for this face. And that's something I explain to my kids regularly. When people tell my daughter that she's beautiful, I correct them. Yes, take that compliment. She'll say, that's God's compliment. That's not my compliment, but thank you. Because she didn't do shit for that.
Wow.
The first thing
Can we
that
write
happens,
that down?
The first thing that happens is when you find yourself in a messed up situation as a grown up, you're like, damn, what can I do? What can I do? I'm pretty. So now you about to trick with, now you about to hit the stage. Now you about to use your face because you know how to use your face to get what you want because he's been telling you you're pretty all your life. I hate that shit.
Wow, so
I
now,
hate that shit.
now
So
we
be
need a press
clear.
conference.
The reason why I have such feelings about this conversation is because this is something I am very intentional about.
Yes.
My daughter is light skinned, hair look like mine, green eyes. I tell her regularly, you better be smart because that face ain't gonna do to get you laid on your motherfucking back.
I mean, like, I get it. I get the point of what she's saying. I think the delivery is a little off. I hope that that's not the delivery that she gives to her child. Weird. People definitely had mixed feelings in the comments. One person said, damn, people can't even be pretty in peace. No, but for real. That is the purpose of this entire video. You just can't be pretty in peace. Another person said, she's not wrong, but putting that narrative in her head could be harmful as well. While another person says, there's nothing wrong in being pretty. Embrace it. Don't feel guilty because you are. Be you. Do you. Okay? This is literally your life to create. Okay? Create your best life. Don't let the opinions and perspectives and judgments of others decide exactly who you are and what you want to do with your life. The goal should be to live a fulfilling life, and that's going to vary from person to person, but you can't let the opinions of others dictate what it is that you want for yourself, you know? Where's the fun in that? Another person says, y'all missing the entire point. Beauty alone can't save you. You need to be more than that. And I agree. Like, that's exactly it. There's obviously nothing wrong with being beautiful, but there's also nothing wrong with being smart either. Like, we as society have to be a lot more intentional with the relationships that we curate with one another. So with that being said, I would like to propose that we all stop feeding into the superficial or pretty things and start actually pouring into more meaningful connections. Now that's tea. So how do you feel after watching this video? Do you feel like it's easier to be attractive versus not? And what are your views on pretty privilege? I'd love to know your thoughts in a comment down below. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, you definitely a real one. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. We are on the road to 3K. I know we can do it. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell so that you can be notified of more videos. And I hope to see you in my next one.